Hi, I'm Jim Davis, and thank you for this opportunity to submit another video. The last one, I gave a good background about myself, I thought, but I had to leave a lot out just due to time constraints, and so I'm really excited to get this opportunity to tell you more about myself, the various aspects that I wasn't able to include in the previous video about my background with firearms, and all the various aspects of that I'm involved with currently. The first of which, for the last 10 years, I've worked for the United States Air Force as a ballistic vulnerability analyst. My job is to ensure that the aircraft that the Air Force buys and is working with designers and building meet all the ballistic requirements that are necessary. We analyze everything from small arms to automatic weapon fire to large surface-to-air missile systems that are bigger than the telephone poles you see outside. Our job is to make sure that aircraft is designed in an optimum sense so that when it goes out flying on a combat mission, if it's engaged by enemy threats, that it will be able to make it back to base and bring those pilots and navigators, weaponeers back home safely. Really fulfilling job. Obviously, like any job, it has its frustrations. They sometimes don't listen to us as much as I would like, but it's still a fulfilling job in the sense that I know that every new aircraft that the Air Force acquires has a little bit of piece of me in it, and it has that sense that I have done what I can to try and help make sure that that crew, when they go out on a combat mission, is going to come back safe. We also, the way that we analyze these things, we analyze them from an engineering perspective. In the sense we use computer systems, we run the ballistic penetration equations against them for, like I said, all those threats varying from small arms all the way up to surface-air missile systems, man-pad systems, RPGs, you name it. And what we do is we look at that aircraft little bit by little bit and determine where on that aircraft there are, say, pinch points where all three hydraulic systems come together, and so a threat could take that out. And so we have to redesign that portion of the aircraft, separate those, possibly armor them. We optimize armor systems for various things. So I'm involved in all of that on an engineering perspective and the design side. I'm also involved in that on the testing side, which means I actually get to go to these ranges, the biggest ones out in California. There is a live fire test range located on Wright-Patterson, which most people don't know. But we actually shoot these threats against our aircraft to ensure that our engineering was done properly, or to see if we have somehow missed something. You know, we all know nobody's perfect. Computer codes aren't perfect. A lot of strange things happen in real life that we can't account for in computer systems. So we run those actual live fire events on our systems to make sure that we have captured everything that we can and incorporated into the final design of the aircraft. And again, make sure that those pilots and the crew get to come home safely and come home to their families. When I'm not doing that, I am, so that's my 40-hour-a-week job. My other 40-plus-hour-a-week job is I am a co-owner of a small gun shop located in Tipp City, Ohio. Just going to show you a little bit of the shop here for a second while I continue talking. We specialize in tactical firearms and accessories because that's what I know, that's what I love. My business partner is the same way. And you know, Donald, I think if you're going to ever listen to someone on business advice, you might as well listen to someone who is a very successful business person. One of them that I would include in that is Donald Trump. And I remember him saying once, many years ago, that if you do what you're passionate about, you will be successful. And I really took that to heart. I've been struggling for a lot of years to finally be able to get a gun shop up and running. I'm passionate about it. I love doing it. I love seeing the people that come into the shop, and I can really help them figure out exactly what it is that they want and narrow down those searches. Obviously, we get some people in here who know exactly what they want, and I'm more than happy to get it for them. But what really brings me the most joy in this job is that when someone comes in and they aren't sure, or they don't really know that much about firearms, but they want to get started in firearms or something like that, and I can really help them narrow down that immense search. I mean, the options in the firearms industry today are incredible. So I can sit down with them and spend some time and figure out the things like what exactly do they want to use it for? What exactly are the price range they're looking at? And you know, those types of things can help me narrow down caliber, gun type, whether it's revolver, semi-automatic, barrel lengths, things like that, so that I can help them make sure that when they leave here, they go out and they have a great time shooting and enjoy the shooting sports as much as possible. That's really what we strive for here. Obviously, being a tactical gun shop, we also want to make sure that people who leave here are leaving with something that they can be very comfortable with, defending themselves, their home, their family, against an intruder or someone who would try and harm them. I'm proud to say that I refuse to sell firearms to people that I am not comfortable carrying myself. That isn't to say if someone wants a very inexpensive gun to go plink on the range, that I won't be happy to get it for them. But if they are intending for that to be their self-defense weapon, and I know that it's not reliable, I will actually send them down the road, because I just wouldn't feel comfortable, and I would worry about that the rest of my days, whether or not they're going to get harmed because I allowed them to do something that I knew was not appropriate. We specialize in things like building custom rifles for people, as far as getting the optics, getting the stocks on they want, getting bipods on them, so that we can set these rifles up so that when these people who may or may not know long distance shooting, for the most part they don't, to be honest with you, on these pre-set up rifles, and they can go out there and they can really enjoy themselves, and quite honestly they can shoot the lights out with these things. And we've had a bunch of them come back in and thank us for how much they enjoy their rifle and how accurate they are, how much they're enjoying their time on the range. It's a huge reward for me. The other things that we specialize in is ranging that as well. You got a lot of novice guys in here who they just want to be able to go, plink some cans at 100 yards or something like that. I'll be more than happy to set up a rifle if that's what you want to do. It's going to obviously can cost a whole lot less money. But we just enjoy making people happy. That's why we're here. And probably the best part about owning a gun shop is every single person that comes through this door, I automatically have something in common with them. I can sit down and we can just have a conversation about firearms, shooting, tactics, employment. We carry everything from 22s to a 50 BMG, the Barrett 82A1. So pretty much anyone who's looking for a gun, we can come in here and at the very least we can talk about it. If they don't want to buy something, that's fine with me. I enjoyed the conversation, and I've actually made a couple friends just being a dealer here that I've really taken pride in that, and it's just been an enjoyable experience. So really, as odd as it sounds, every aspect of my life and almost every hour of my life is involved in some way or shape or form with firearms, or obviously I wouldn't consider missiles firearms, but some sort of ballistic threat, or ballistic weapon, ballistic target shooting. That's how I spend almost every hour of every day. So I hope that was somewhat informative. I hope I didn't get a little too quick on the engineering aspect, but I certainly enjoyed the opportunity, and again, thank you very much for listening to me.